Hey, buying or selling a home, thinking about it in 2022? Well, now is the time to think about it seriously, because Stephen Delisle is with us from Delisle Properties, part of Keller Williams, the Greenville Central office. And Stephen, welcome to the show. We're going to ask about next year. What's the market looking like?
Yeah, happy to be here and talk a little real estate with you guys today. So as expected, we're experiencing a little bit of a slowdown, a seasonal winter, if you will. Just means that in the last 2 to 3 weeks, people aren't as eager to list their house. They're wanting to enjoy the holidays naturally.
I got the holidays. They don't want to be worried about packing up, moving out, doing showings and all that stuff. The first thing we're going to talk about is some of the new listings.
Yeah, so if you pull up the new listing slide, you can see here that we're up this year, as opposed to this time last year, 1,013 new listings this year. And you can see the closed listing slide, if you pull that up, that we're outpacing ourselves this year as well in that category by 1,431 homes. The difference between those two numbers are showing us that supply is not keeping up with demand. So if you also look at the average price increase in Greenville alone, that price appreciation is $40,598 in just 12 months.
Wow.
That price appreciation is crazy now. And then you've got the list to sales price ratio, and you can see that on average across the board, we are actually getting our sellers 100.2% of list price. Now, the meat of the market here, guys, is between $250,000 and $300,000. So they're probably even getting more than that in those price ranges. And if your house is worth more than $500,000, they're actually getting a little bit less than $100,000.
So the sellers have the power.
Oh yeah, finishing out 2021 in a very heavy, very satisfying seller's market.
So maybe they can go to you, sell their house, and maybe live with us for a month or two.
Yeah, just rent. You've got a basement, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you're fine.
Jack's house is way big enough. So.
Put our viewers in there. Well, what about closing prices and stuff like that?
So yeah, the closing prices, as far as the average price, we talked about that the rates or the price appreciation is $40,598. But if we want to talk about what we're going into as far as projections for next year, their experts were at a recent National Association of Realtor event, and their summit was projecting that they were indicating that we were going to see a slow in price appreciation and that market was going to normalize in 2022. The reason for that is they were indicating that inflation was going to slow down a little bit due to rising interest rates, and they highlighted that while prices are likely to moderate at a national scale, that they were going to, at a regional difference, that was going to play a big role in this shift. So areas in the United States that don't have as much of a booming economy and high list prices, those are going to feel a more dramatic slowdown in price appreciation, as opposed to some areas like Greenville, for example, is ranked amongst the nation's top 10 hottest real estate markets for 2022. Well, naturally, we're not going to see or feel as much of a price appreciation decrease as some of those other cities.
But your key word you said is hot. This is a place to live and a place to
sell.
Well,
all those numbers were up, right?
Yeah,
and we'd like to see that. So for someone that's sitting at home right now that may be thinking about going into the new year, either buying or selling, are there some things they need to know before they get into that, some conversations they should be thinking about and mulling about in their head before they do that?
So the different members of the Fed are projecting and forecasting that they're going to raise the rates between 1 and 3 rate hikes next year, possibly totaling a full 1%. So when you look at that, and if you raise a interest rate 1%, it actually decreases the buyer power by 10%.
Wow.
Across the board. So if you were looking to buy a $500,000 house, now you can afford 10% less just on interest rates alone. So that's the most important thing that we need to look at here.
How many did you sell last year? I'm just curious.
We sold 50, actually, 50 homes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And projecting even more next year.
Oh yeah, we're coming out the gate hot, that's for sure.
So how do we find you? Are you on the web?
I hope we are. Yeah, on Facebook, Instagram, DelisleProperties.com. You can see our website there down below. If you want to talk to us about what 2022 looks like for your goals, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to have that conversation.
Well, we'll lock the door and keep him in here if you want to come by the studio.
And I love that you break down the information based on what the national trend looks like versus how it impacts us locally too. So great information. And for people out there looking to be the first-time home buyers, you guys are great working with them as well. So
Thanks. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
I appreciate your time.
DelisleProperties.com. Go and check out the team and get ready to buy or sell in 2022. All right. Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year to you.
You as well.
Yeah.